The question on everyone's minds: what is happening at AgShows New South Wales? Well, it's time to find out. Two women, between them, an enormous amount of knowledge, of heart, of history for this organisation. The first ran a 20,000-acre property south of Hay, raised four daughters, held just about every leadership role going at show level and group level. These days, she travels the state, and I'm sure you spotted her at your showground. I was saying to her earlier today, I'm like, I feel like you're everywhere. There must be multiple versions of you. And our second, we're not just introducing her today, we're celebrating her 10 years of keeping this organisation moving, of doing the work that doesn't always get seen, of showing up with commitment, organisation, and genuine care for every member society across New South Wales. So here they are, our AgShows New South Wales President, Jill Chapman, and our Executive Officer, Nicky Seeto.
Good afternoon and welcome to Celebrating AgShows 2026. Firstly, thank you to everyone who joined us earlier today for the company AGM, and congratulations to all competitors who participated in this morning's state school auctioneering final. Agricultural shows remain one of the most important community movements in New South Wales. Every year, thousands of volunteers bring communities together, showcase agriculture, create opportunities for young people and preserve traditions that have been passed from generation to generation. Today is all about celebrating those people, the extraordinary contribution they make and what we can learn from one another. So Nicky, you've worked closely with member shows across the state this year. What stands out most when you look back at the last 12 months?
Thanks, Jill. The resilience of our members. Everywhere we go, we're seeing increasing costs, growing compliance obligations and ongoing pressures on volunteers, yet shows continue to adapt, innovate and deliver outstanding events for their communities. What stands out most is that despite the challenges, agricultural shows remain strong. Across New South Wales, we're seeing communities continue to support shows, volunteers continue to step forward, and participation in many of our youth programs continue to grow. Perhaps most importantly, shows are proving they can embrace new ideas while preserving the traditions and values that have made them such an important part of regional Australia for generations. So Jill, you've travelled extensively this year and have spoken with volunteers across New South Wales. What are members telling you?
Well, you're right, Nick. I've covered a few kilometres this year. This year, so far, I've visited 25 shows, and the passion remains incredibly strong out there. Nobody volunteers for the agricultural show because it's easy. They do it because they care deeply about their community, agriculture, and keeping local traditions alive. It's in their DNA. What we're hearing constantly is that volunteers need practical support. They want resources, templates, advice, and solutions that make their jobs easier. We're also hearing a strong desire for connection. Some of the best ideas in our movement come from shows learning from one another and sharing their networks. And of course, succession planning remains a priority. Many committees are actively looking at how they can encourage younger people to become involved and step into leadership roles. So, Nicky, many members only see the newsletters, websites and events. What's been happening behind the scenes at AgShows New South Wales that people might not realise?
Thanks, Jill. Well, I think the simple answer is that we've been working to make life easier for volunteers. Much of our work happens behind the scenes so volunteers can focus on running successful shows and events and supporting their communities and doing what they do best. One of our priorities this year has been making information easier for members to access. Following feedback from member societies, we've updated and reorganised the AgShows New South Wales website to make it easier to navigate, simpler for volunteers to find the information and the resources and templates that they need. We've continued developing governance resources, compliance tools, risk management frameworks, disciplinary procedures, and practical guidance to help committees meet increasing expectations and obligations. We've also worked closely with our insurance broker to expand the range of insurer-approved activities available to member shows, helping societies continue to innovate and diversify their events while maintaining appropriate insurance cover. A significant part of our work is advocacy. Throughout the year, we've maintained regular updates with Crown Lands and the Department of Primary Industries and Regional Development. And more recently, we've worked closely with Safe Work New South Wales to ensure agricultural shows are understood and represented as practical, volunteer-run community events. We've also advocated on issues affecting members, including Anzac Day trading, compliance requirements, land management matters, and the increasing regulatory pressures facing volunteer organisations. One area I'm particularly pleased with is the progress being made with Christy Garrett and the DPIRD team on show compliance. More show societies are now taking ownership of their compliance responsibilities, demonstrating growing capability and confidence across the movement. That tells us resources, education and support being provided are making a difference.
And Nicky, I think raising DPI, that has been a win-win for both the shows and for DPI, and it's great to have us working so closely together. I guess looking ahead, what are the priorities for AgShows New South Wales over the next 12 months?
I think 3 areas. First, continuing to strengthen advocacy so government better understands the role and value of agricultural shows. Second, making compliance and governance easier for volunteers through practical resources and education. And third, investing in the future through youth development, education programs and stronger connections between shows and schools. If we can achieve those 3 things, we'll help ensure agricultural shows remain strong, sustainable and relevant for generations to come. So, Jill, when people ask why AgShows New South Wales matters, what do you tell them?
Well, Nick, I tell them that every show is important, but together we're far stronger. AgShows New South Wales allows nearly 190 agricultural shows to work collectively. The collective strength gives us a stronger voice with government, insurers, regulators and industry stakeholders. It enables us to provide specialist advice, support youth development programs, negotiate insurance arrangements and advocate on issues that matter to members. Many smaller shows simply couldn't access the same level of expertise or representation on their own. Membership isn't just about the practical services we provide, it's about ensuring agricultural shows across New South Wales have a united voice and someone standing beside them when challenges arise. So there's plenty of challenges out there, Nicky. What's the biggest challenge facing agricultural shows right now?
The biggest challenge, I think, is balancing growing expectations with limited volunteer capacity. Most show committees are effectively running significant community organisations with volunteers. They're managing finances, governance, compliance, insurance, sponsorship, infrastructure, events and people. The challenge isn't a lack of commitment. The challenge is ensuring volunteers have the support, tools and confidence they need to keep doing what they do so well. So Jill, if there was one thing AgShows New South Wales could do better, what would it be?
I guess, Nick, we need to continue making information simpler and easier to access. Volunteers are busy. Their job isn't just to provide information, it is to provide practical solutions that save time and help members run successful societies and shows. So if we're looking ahead, Nicky, what excites you most about the future?
What excites me most about the future? For many years, agricultural shows focused on preserving what we had. Today we're doing that, but we're also building what comes next. We're strengthening governance, we're improving compliance, we're engaging schools, we're developing future leaders, and we're creating new opportunities for people to connect with agriculture and their communities. That excites me because it means agricultural shows are not standing still, they're evolving. And if we can continue to evolve while staying true to the values that brought us here, I believe the future of agricultural shows is incredibly bright. Jill, what achievement of AgShows New South Wales are you most proud of this year?
Nicky, I'm proud of the progress we're seeing across the movement. Sometimes success isn't one big project, it's seeing hundreds of small improvements happening right across New South Wales. I'm proud that more members are engaging with the Office of AgShows New South Wales and their resources and support more than ever before. I'm proud of the improvements we've made to our website, making it easier for volunteers to find information and resources when they need them. I'm also proud that more show societies are taking ownership of governance, compliance and risk management responsibilities, building confidence and capability within their own organisations. I'm proud of the growth and participation we're seeing in our youth development programs and education initiatives. And I'm also proud of the relationships we've built with government agencies, regulators and industry stakeholders that help ensure agricultural shows are recognised and respected for the important role they play in regional communities. Most of all, I'm proud of our volunteers. Every successful show starts with people who are willing to give their time, energy and passion to their community. And that's something worth celebrating.
Oh, it sure is. One of the great privileges of our roles is meeting people and visiting shows right across the state. Along the way, we've learnt a lot, seen a lot and consumed an alarming amount of showground tea and sandwiches. So we thought we'd put each other on the spot with a few quick fire questions.
I hope you're ready, Nick. What's the biggest surprise this year?
How willing shows are to embrace new ideas when they can see it will make life easier for volunteers and benefit their community. Okay, so Jill, show volunteer superpower.
Okay, all shows are capable of turning a problem into a working bee or working out somehow to make it all happen before opening day. They do it really well.
They do.
And Nick, if there was one word to describe agricultural shows for you?
Community. One thing, Jill, every show does well?
They bring people together and are good at feeding them. Nicky, what's one thing every show committee has in common?
Someone who says, we've always done it this way, and someone else who says, maybe we should try something different. So, Jill, if you could bottle one ingredient for a successful show, what would it be?
It's the passion. It's what keeps volunteers coming back year after year. And Nicky, most important investments for the future for you?
People. You can build facilities, you can buy equipment, you can write strategic plans, but it's the people who make a show happen. Jill, as your term as president comes to an end, what gives you the greatest confidence about the future of agricultural shows?
So this is easy, Nick. It's the people. It's the people I meet everywhere. Everywhere I've been, I've met volunteers who care deeply about their communities and young people who are ready to step forward. If we continue to support them, encourage them and invest in them, agricultural shows will remain strong for generations to come.
Yeah, absolutely. So throughout today's conversation, we've spoken a lot about the future of agricultural shows and the importance of developing the next generation of volunteers, leaders and industry participants. One of the most rewarding aspects of AgShows New South Wales is seeing young people step forward through our Young Judges and Young Paraders programs, building confidence, skills, networks and a lifelong connection to the show movement. The success of these programs doesn't just happen by accident. It relies on local shows, group committees, mentors, parents and volunteers encouraging young people to become involved.
And to recognise that commitment, AgShows New South Wales presents the Jeff Mayo Shield each year. The Shield honours the late Jeff Mayo, a passionate advocate for agricultural shows and youth development, and recognises the group that demonstrates the strongest participation across the AgShows New South Wales Young Judges and Young Paraders competitions. The award isn't simply about numbers. It reflects a commitment to identifying, encouraging and developing young people who will become the future volunteers stewards, committee members and leaders of our agricultural shows. This year we saw outstanding participation across New South Wales, and we thank every group, show society, mentor and competitor who took part. It is now my pleasure to announce that the recipient of the 2026 Jeff Mayo Shield is Group 4. Congratulations to Group 4 for recording the highest number of participants across the 2026 Young Judges and Young Paraders competitions. Your commitment to youth development, encouragement of competitors and support of these important programs is to be commended. On behalf of AgShows New South Wales, congratulations to everyone involved in Group 4 and thank you for helping develop the next generation of agricultural show leaders.
Congratulations, Group 4. Before we move on, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge someone who has provided outstanding leadership to AgShows New South Wales over the past 3 years. As many of you would know, Jill's current term as president will conclude at the first board meeting following today's AGM. Over the past 3 years, Jill has represented agricultural shows across New South Wales with professionalism, integrity and an unwavering commitment to our members. She has travelled extensively, attended countless shows and events, advocated on behalf of volunteers and committees and helped guide the organisation through a significant period of change and opportunity. What many people don't see is the time, the energy and dedication that goes into the role behind the scenes. Jill has always led with the best interests of agricultural shows at heart and has been a passionate advocate for the people who make our shows possible. On behalf of the board, our members, volunteers and staff, thank you, Jill, for your leadership, your support and your service to AgShows New South Wales. Please join me in thanking Jill Chapman.
Thank you, Nicky, for those kind words. It has been a privilege and an honour to serve as President of AgShows New South Wales. During the past 3 years, I've had the opportunity to meet extraordinary volunteers, visit shows across our state and witness firsthand the passion, the commitment and community spirit that makes agricultural shows so important. While challenges will always exist, I have never been more confident in the future of our movement. Across New South Wales, I see dedicated volunteers, innovative committees and talented young people stepping forward to become the next generation of leaders. Agricultural shows remain one of the most powerful ways we connect communities, celebrate agriculture and create opportunities for people of all ages. Thank you to my fellow directors, our staff, sponsors, partners and most importantly the thousands of volunteers who continue to make shows happen every year. I look forward to continuing to support agricultural shows in whatever capacity I can, which means I'm still going to get out to a few shows. And thank you all for joining us today and thank you for everything you do for your local show and your community. Enjoy the remainder of Celebrating AgShows 2026.